Hey, I just made tacos. Man, that looks good. I was just informed this video is not about tacos. It makes me really sad. But it is about Vendsoft. So let's get right back into this, guys. This is the second part of my Vendsoft tutorial. It's really, really dark outside. Otherwise, I'd be using the door as my lighting, but I'm not. It is what it is. I just ran out of breath. How does that happen? Jeez. All right, so we're gonna roll right into this. I'm really excited. We're gonna talk about pre-kitting a little bit today. We're gonna talk about the run sheets. I had so much fun making this video, but as I was going back and editing it, I was just looking at it and I was like, Jamie, you could have been so much more fun. Like tacos. Come on, dude. All right, let's get into this and let's go through this tutorial real quick, guys.
So now you've got your machine set up, right? You're gonna have machines that you have in your garage that aren't installed. You're gonna go over to your locations and you're gonna create your location. I don't have a whole lot of locations anymore because I'm down to just full line machines. I'm building my route on full line. Here's an awesome example is these right here. This is home base. This is just my address, but these don't have machines installed yet. There are places that said yes that I haven't put machines in. We'll say consign and design because I'm working on their machine right now, right? It gives their address, where they're going to be. We're going to edit this just so you can see. This will calculate your commissions as well. Say you have a commission on here. I always do a percentage of gross profit. I never do a percentage of gross sales. And it's usually on a machine 20%. I try to get it for less, but it'll allow you to do that, which makes awesome because when you go into reports later on, it'll actually tell you what you owe them on the first of the month or whatever. I always put a service pattern in. I just select weekly and I do a 1 week at first and then I go through and see how often I need to do it. And usually it turns out to be 2 weeks in my area. But consign and design is not active right now. We're going to view edit one more time on consign and design and we're going to install a machine, right? I'm not actually going to do this, but this is what it does. You install your machine, and the only machine that we have that's not installed is the old 70s machine. And I'll be putting a regular name in for that too, but that's what I would do. And today is the install date. You want to do this right when you install. So now that you've got your machine set up, it's time to schedule a trip, right? You've bought your product, your machines are ready to go. Let's schedule a trip. So what we're going to do is we're just going to create a trip from scratch it's going to be an imaginary trip. We're going to add locations. I don't even have a full route yet, so I just add locations. Once I get a full route, like a full day's work route, I will start making routes. Or if I have more than one route, I'll start making different routes, and then I'll show you guys the add locations from route feature. But for today, we're just going to do a couple of places I visit frequently right now. I've actually pushed them into 2-week collections now, so that's why we're going to get awesome videos in the background stuff as well. So I just selected a couple of routes or a couple of locations that I have, and it's going to show right up on your map here. And I love this feature so much. First, we're going to click a service date. We're going to say today. Why not? And now we're going to click this button right here that says calculate optimal route. I live in the middle of nowhere, so there is a lot of different ways you can get places. This is going to save you money on fuel all day long because it calculates everything for you, tells you how to go, how to make it work based on where you start at to where you're going to end up at. And it helps me out quite a bit. And it does take into consideration where you live, because when you set this program up, you got to set up basically your hub address. So it'll tell you where to start and where to end. Super, super useful. We'll just leave it like that. And we'll click save. And bam, our trip is right there. It's created and we can use it. Now we're going to start getting into some pretty cool stuff. This is something I had no idea we could really do. And this is called pre-kitting. Oops. So we're going to select our trip. We're going to go to pre-kitting. and it is going to print, it's going to give us a PDF. So we'll pull that PDF up. On this PDF, it's going to take all the locations you have and give you a summary of what you have in stock in the warehouse right now, product you need to load into your van for the run, whatever you're using for your run. As you can see, I have a little bit of a skewed inventory right now because I made a mistake yesterday, but it's just going to tell you what you need to grab and what you need to be ready for. Mine's not super accurate yet because I haven't, you want to do like, I'd say 4 or 5 trips before it becomes really accurate. There are a couple people I know that use this program that say about 6 months before it comes super accurate, but I can already see it making a difference in what I do. So I don't think it will really take that long. But I'm not a veteran either. I haven't been doing this forever. Vendsoft is probably one of the most useful tools when it comes to learning I've ever seen. All right, so now this is what a lot of people keep asking about is the paperwork. This is why I wanted to get into Vendsoft so much. So now we're going to print a service sheet, right? Same thing, gives you PDF. The service sheets literally tell you what to write down. You need to write your current count down. How many are bad? How many did you empty? What did you fill? Did you enter a new product? The date, sign, how much was on the credit card reader, how much currency, meaning cash, how much coin, and it just breaks everything down on every trip for you. It adds like 5 minutes to a stop, and it gives you so much value for that time. You get so much out of it. You've gone through and you've entered all this stuff that you just got on your run, right? So now you're going to go in and you're going to enter your trip results. It's going to pull this up, and you just enter whatever it was. So say Can Mountain Dew, there's 24 left, right? You're going to go over to, yeah, you hit 24, that's how much was left. And you come over here, how much did you fill? You put 2 cases in, 48, right? So there's 72 sold. We're going to click down here so it'll do the rest of the math for us. The new count is 72. Last count was 96. But this maybe you only had 2 packs on you and that's what you did. And it does all the math for you. It tells you should have $72 from that column, and this is going to go into your dashboard, which we'll talk about later. Now, say something else happens. Say you want to change Coke out for Sunkissed or something, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to edit this in a bigger window with this little pencil right here. So we come in, and we're going to say our current count is 24. We're not discarding any, so we're going to click 0, but we're going to empty all 24 of those cans, and then we're going to fill it with a 24 pack of Sunkist. Click down here, say Sun, and your Sunkist can will pop up, and we'll change the price to $1.25. Now you can change all these things that it's going to change in the system for you. It'll bring your good product that you took out back into your inventory, and it'll pull this out of your inventory. You click save, and then you come down here, and you're actually going to see that this is highlighted now because you changed it. Your price is highlighted because you changed it, and you've got all these little red corners because you changed everything there. And you just run through and do that whole thing all the way down on each one. It's actually really, really fast if you're looking at a paper, because you can just enter a number, hit the tab button, so like 24 tab, and then you filled 48 tab, 24, 48, 24, 48. Now, the reason these are showing up red is because the max capacity is actually only 48. I'm just entering examples for you to show. But I'm going to close this because I don't want to save it because it'll actually modify my machines. No, I do not want to save changes. And then it's going to give you a report. What you're going to do once you're done loading it is you're going to post that trip. We're not going to post this because it's an example, but we're going to delete that now. And you'll post your trip by clicking post trip, and it'll run you through a little prompt to make sure that that's what you want to do. And then you can come to your dashboard afterwards and you can see what that trip did with all of your products and where your products stand, how much money you're making on each product. It will generate everything in a fashion where you have all others, how much money you made, and then each individual bestseller. This isn't super accurate right now because I literally just changed a whole bunch of product and I entered it incorrectly. But I really wanted to give you guys a walkthrough of Vendsoft and talk to you about why I like Vendsoft so much. So we'll get out of this and I'll talk to you face to face for just a second.